Today is a bit of a different video. When I left New York and when I left Wall Street, I went on this journey of going inward and of really understanding myself and understanding experiences that I've gone through. And with all of you, I wanted to share what that concept really looks like for me. And I really feel like I've come to this understanding of what healing and what understanding yourself really looks like from the perspective of almost like looking at your life like one big snapshot and making sense of things that have happened. So I have this concept in mind, which is something I feel can really help you and something that's really helped me in my life, and especially in the past couple of years, just trying to understand who I am and myself. And so I wanna share it with you all today. It's a little bit different and a little bit exciting. Hey, if you're new here, my name is Marielle. At 22, I got everything I thought I wanted. I was working for Goldman Sachs in New York City. I had my dream salary. I was in my dream New York apartment, but inside I felt empty and I didn't know why. So I went on the journey of discovering exactly why. And in today's video, I'm kind of gonna walk you through what I've learned in those few years since, and also kind of just summarize everything that's happened. And hopefully this can help you in some small way. Okay, so basically I've had this idea of what healing really looks like. And healing has probably so many definitions depending on yourself and your experiences of life, but let's just see it as those moments when you know you're struggling and you know that you're sort of like bumping up against something, but you're not sure why. And in certain moments, it can be helpful to look back at our past objectively to see what certain moments happen in our life, which would have caused that feeling or caused that emotion. And then, as many of you know, if you watch my videos, is the whole premise always is to just let things go. Just let them go. They don't serve you anymore. They're from the past. I definitely went through my own experiences of analyzing the past and getting really deep into all of that. But I feel that that only keeps us stuck, basically reliving the moments that hurt us. And instead, I want to empower you to live in the moment. And the way to do that is to constantly let go of the past and let go of things that have happened in your life. So to summarize all of this though, I thought it would be helpful if I showed you this images that I created, which by the way, I am not a visual designer by any tricks of the trade. I am just not. I have ideas, but I'm definitely not the one that can always bring them to life. But I was sitting there one day and I was thinking about what does it really look like when we accumulate experiences and we then have to dissect them in order to let go of them. And I've definitely changed my view on dissecting. I used to believe in revisiting memories from the past and understanding them and assigning meaning. But now I've definitely realized more and more that we are ever evolving beings and we're always changing. And to me now, it's more important to just notice whatever's coming up and just let it go because it's not serving me anymore. It's just an old operating system. It's not me. And just moving forward and focusing more on what I want for myself or even what I want for this moment. How do I want to show up today in this very moment right now? So let's walk through this little idea that I have. So the first image you'll see, a red line. This is time. And this time is basically from your birth to today. I want to look at this sort of looking backwards at your life, but only to notice and what could maybe be causing struggle or pain or fear or anything like that. And this is what I've learned in my experience. So let's say this is birth and this is today. And along the way, you have accumulated experiences, okay? Whether good or bad, you have experiences, some of which are still sitting with you today because I believe that everything is happening in this moment. And so these past experiences they just stay with you if we don't let them go. It's like emotions that aren't processed essentially. If you hold a grudge with someone, you hold that grudge in you. It has nothing to do with the external or them. You're holding on to that. So this is where first having awareness around this idea and having awareness around these feelings can then lead you to dropping them and just letting go and taking personal responsibility for your life today. So this looks like a lot. And honestly, this was me just copying, pasting a bunch of lines onto a red line. And I totally see that. But let's add some color to this in the sense that this is essentially birth to today, but with accumulated experiences over time. And the level of depth of the line is the level of depth in which it's been ingrained into your identity and to who you are. And this is very interesting because it's true that certain experiences affect us in different ways, and certain experiences stay with us more. So whether it was a traumatic experience or whether it was actually a delightful experience, they have certain etches and grooves in our soul and in our experience. And it's up to us to let these things go if they're troubling us, or to just enjoy that they were a moment of the past, which can help us snap into the present. Okay. So kind of going into some interesting topics, but basically just look at this as like, okay, yeah, I was born and then I had a bunch of experiences and now I'm alive today. The next image is once you begin to let go of certain things. I did take this from the view of like negative, because to me, these lines are like static. They're clouding your vision. And I know in my life, I remember whenever I felt super stressed in high school, I would just see static across like my experience when I was trying to go to bed. So I would try and sleep, but I would just have like static, and it was like I'm not thinking clearly, like I'm being clouded by visions of the past. And I kind of just used that analogy for this experience and for this example. And basically, in this next image, it's that you've let go of some things. Like some things are now not clouding your vision. You let go of that time when someone was mean to you in school, or you let go, which I know well, you let go of that time when you said the wrong thing, but you judged yourself for it, for example, or you let go of maybe like dating the wrong guy or something like that. Okay. When you begin to let those things go, your consciousness clears up, is how I've experienced it. It's almost like you are blind, but now you can see. Like you've cleared some part of yourself and now you're open to new possibilities, and life isn't running the same script that it was before. So this is a very interesting concept. Okay, and let's say we keep going and now you've let go of even more. One thing to remember here is that you've had so many lived experiences, but these are just the ones you remember. These are the ones that still sit with you, and sometimes you can ruminate on, or you sort of use these to define your past. And that is called, in Michael Singer, for example, would call that samskaras. You can call them some scars, but essentially they are written in the etches of your soul. I don't know how to really explain that, but that's how it feels. It's like they're basically taken with you in every moment of your life until you let them go. And my hope for you, because I know from my personal experiences, the second you let these things go, your life opens up. And it's just worth going through the process. You can check out my video on self-inquiry, on how you can actually go into this process and how you can just begin to feel in the present moment. That's a 5-step thing I've used for forever, that I basically, from my own experience, kind of realized, what does it take to actually get to this moment? And that's a process that really, really works for me. But with these lived experiences, sometimes you can feel heavy. So I know that we've already said that some of them are like you're already beginning to feel lighter. Some of them are so deep that you do feel heavy still. Okay, so like, when you're a kid and everything feels light and open and airy and you're learning new things and you're just a sponge and you absorb things, you've also absorbed these lived experiences, the ones that you choose to remember. And depending on what you focus on, which most of us tend to be trained to focus on what's bad or what's negative, we tend to keep more negative lived experiences. Now, I believe that it's best to just live in the moment now, but it's when these experiences are when we are butting up against something or like hitting a wall and we don't know why, that we need to sort of like look back, assess, and see like, what can I let go of? But most of the time, these things just come up in the moment. So when we hold on to these things, it makes life heavy. It can feel like you're carrying extra weight and you don't know why, or kind of like you're trudging in sand and when you really just want to walk on pavement. And the thing I want to stress is that life around you actually hasn't changed, but you've changed because you've decided to keep these memories with you. But the beauty in that, as we've already seen in these new images, is that you can begin to let it go. I think it gets harder when you get to the deeper etched ones. So right now it's like we've just gotten rid of the light ones, or the ones that really weren't so deep or didn't feel that deep. But now it's like, whoa, we're hitting on some real sensitive subjects and topics now. But the truth is that you deserve to let these things go because you need to move on with your life. Like there's so much more out there and new possibilities. So that's that image. And let's move on to the next one. This one already feels much lighter. And I guess in thinking about what's actually happening here, This is truly chipping away at the memories which are etched in your soul that don't really belong there anymore because they're holding you back in different areas of your life. To me, it's almost like when these memories are involved in our experience, let's just say that we're all kind of like cassette players and we have these cassette tapes. And each one of these lines is a cassette tape that we're then inserting into our player, and it's running its own script. But you can choose to take that cassette tape out, look at it. You don't have to go too deep into it anymore. I know that that's like a commonplace thing, but you can just love it, understand it. And this is, again, the 5-step process of self-inquiry, and really just give it its moment to be understood, acknowledged, and witnessed. And then you can let her go or him go. And you can just move on with your life, and you can accept yourself and love yourself even deeper. And life then begins to open up in new ways that you wouldn't have otherwise seen. And this is genuinely the process of healing, but it's really just the process of letting go and loving yourself enough to do it. That's the key. I definitely think that loving yourself is the fundamental bottom line of all of this. If you don't believe that you're worthy or deserving of letting go, then you'll never undergo the process of doing it because you'll stay stuck in old scripts. And I really implore you, and I want to encourage you, just give yourself permission to let it go. Like, these things don't belong to you anymore. They're old cassette tapes. And a cassette player is so old anyway, like it's almost irrelevant nowadays. It's like trying to become an iPhone, but you're a cassette player with old cassette tapes. The bridge is so wide and the gap is so big that it feels like so much. But the more you begin to get rid of these tapes, the more that new scripts begin, and you begin to see the path forward. And this is my experience. This is what I've personally gone through, of ways of being and ways of interacting with the world that were not serving me anymore. And I couldn't figure out why. And then I went through a lot of experiences and meditations and just all kinds of things where I basically realized, oh my goodness, all these past emotions and all these past experiences are keeping me stuck. And I didn't know, again, why. So I went even deeper and then discovered that, oh, it's like these old memories are etched in my mind and my spirit, and I need to let go of them. And then that brought me to a deeper understanding, which is that I needed to not only take personal responsibility, but also love myself enough to do it. And that is so key in this whole process. Okay, so things are starting to feel lighter, little bit, like you're beginning to unravel things, and in the beginning it feels really good. You're like, whoa, I've just learned this thing, and oh my gosh, I can't believe I held on to this thing, and this memory came up. And the process that Michael Singer teaches is that you just breathe in and drop your shoulders and let go. That's it. That's his process. I love that because I love very tangible things. I don't like when things get overcomplicated. Otherwise, I just don't understand them. So for me, that's super important. So for you, it's super easy, simple thing that you can do. Okay, so now that we're feeling lighter, let's see another rendition of this slide. This feels much lighter. This is the process. I would say that the first bits are really just beginning to understand things and let go of things. But once you get to this stage, it's like, whoa, there are real changes happening in my life. Like, things are not the same as they used to be, and things start opening up even more. This is when you begin to take the really hard times of your life and make peace with them. They no longer hold you or grip you, or you're not grasping onto them like you used to. And you begin to discover new meanings. You begin to discover new gifts, and you really begin to discover a new appreciation for what those things taught you. And then we go on to even more healing, get into a relationship of self. You begin to forgive yourself for how you've neglected yourself or neglected your needs and neglected the ways in which you wanted things and you didn't do that. This is also a good moment to pause and just ask yourself, when's the last time you forgave yourself for something that you did? As much as we hold grudges with other people, we also hold them with ourselves. And at this stage, you're really beginning to understand that, oh my goodness, I've been the one doing all these things at such a deep core level. You're like, wait a minute, I've really been so hard on myself, and I've held grudges with myself of certain things I've done. And what you began to come to is an acceptance of innocence and an understanding of naivety. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. An understanding of being naive. And it's okay. You begin to realize that, oh my goodness, I made these choices and I made these decisions and I took these actions or behaviors in pure innocence. Like I didn't know any better at the time. And this is a very deep part of the whole process and the healing process, is when you really just begin to understand yourself, appreciate yourself, love yourself, be kind to yourself, and just know that in a certain sense, it wasn't the you that you are now that took those actions. So it is as those old cassette tapes are just being thrown away and discarded of, you begin to open up to who you were at the beginning, when you were first born, and when that first red line, when there was really nothing there. And there was nothing to hold on to. There were no grudges, no grievances, you were just free. And this I love, because then we go to the slide where the big, deep etches are gone. And that's the real work. That's the tougher work. The beginning is fun. It's ooh, I'm learning new skills. I'm, letting go of things. This is great. And my assumption is that this process repeats throughout our lives. It's always a cycle. You kind of realize new things and you let go of them and you go deeper and then you become free again. And then you continue this cycle of just constantly letting go of things to spiral into a new experience of life. So this is a pretty good place to be at, because now you've let go of the light things, you've also let go of the deeper things, and now you've let go of how you've held yourself to those things. So now you're feeling really good, really light, really free. And most importantly is that you've forgiven yourself and you've seen your role in things and you've seen how you've held grudges against others and yourself. And it's a pretty beautiful and powerful space to be in, because you genuinely begin to take back control of your life. And I know that I've cycled through this multiple times now, but this would be, in my opinion, the most important phase to get to, because things begin to feel lighter and you begin to believe again. You begin to see that, I am still that 6-year-old who just wanted to enjoy life, and things don't have to be so heavy. But in order to get there, you have to go through those deeper stages to sort of come out of it all. And the best is then returning to you, returning to the essence of who you are. This is that childlike nature, that softness, that person inside who just wants to have fun and feel free and just love others. I like to say that this is when your lens is no longer foggy and there's no scratches. You're seeing reality for what it is, and the odds of getting here are very slim, I would say, in this world of where we're taught to live in the past, but there are people who are here and it's possible. These moments happen for us when we feel awakened by an experience. In my experience, I feel this happens for me when I'm staring at the ocean and I'm just in awe, or I'm looking at the moon in daylight and just what am I doing here? This is incredible. This is fantastic. And those moments of purity and the raw experience of life with no foggy lens, when you're just feeling connected, these are the experiences when we're back to our essence. And are they every day, every second experiences? For me, no way. I'm still very much human and very much have my own etched memories and some scars that I'm still letting go of and understanding and freeing myself from, and going into deeper processes of forgiveness and acceptance. And yeah, it's a process, but I just thought that this would be helpful to you in the sense of understanding what's happening from a bird's eye perspective. This is what is happening in your experience of if you're beginning to let things go, because sometimes we can't put words to these things, or we can't put images or visuals to the internal experiences. But I felt like this one, although very rough and very simple, does illustrate how we began to let go of things. So if your experience is feeling a bit cloudy at the moment or fogged, you're not understanding why certain things are happening, this is probably you on the journey to wholeness, of rediscovering your essence, rediscovering who you are, and really understanding yourself once you strip away all these things that everyone tells you that you are, your identity, your ethnicity, where you grew up. Once you really begin to get to that center, into that feeling of wholeness within, your life is just different. I can genuinely speak from experience that not needing the love from external sources has now brought me to a deeper love within myself. And I worked on Wall Street. I was not thinking about these things. it feels like a lot of these things just came to me and like happened in my life. And so I feel compelled to share them because I feel that they would help you in some way. If I had someone who was telling me that what I was going through was basically this process and that everything was okay and that, you know, I love you, then it would have felt like I wasn't alone on this path. So I just share all of that as a concept, an idea that really helped me, especially for someone like me who was just very intellectual and very much into academics. Like the process of feeling feelings and going through healing wasn't necessarily something I was like unaware of maybe. But ever since I've gone on this experience, yeah, I copied and pasted a bunch of black lines onto a red line, but it means something. So my message to you is that you can let go. You can feel lighter and freer. It does take experiences that move you. And I would just love on you and encourage you to open up and just allow life to move through you. This is really an invitation to clean your foggy lens and to let go of things of the past so you can see and genuinely appreciate the unique concrete moments of this moment. Thank you so much for watching. I know this was a little bit of a different video. Let me know what you think in the comments. And like I said, if you want to watch more on this process, you can watch my video on 5 steps to self-inquiry that I share in this video and how to really connect with yourself in a calm way that feels supported. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.